We need to be quiet. Mr. Rodger is on the way. You're so right, Buckaroo. I think he is coming. Shh.
Oh, hello. How are you? Welcome back to another school year and another year of Mr. Rodger's Community. So this is season 2, episode 16. Come on, let's take a seat. We have some things to go over, some topics, some of which obviously are going to be related to remote learning and some of the experiences we've had thus far as we're in our third week already of the school year with remote learning. So we're going to look into doing some of that here. I have a couple other updates that we're going to go over today and look at and be able to discuss. Some of them are going to be in regards to our activities, clubs, and sports, and look at some of those little Zoom types of things that we have and that we've been working with throughout the first 3 weeks of school. So let's take a seat over here. So today I had the great fortune of hosting one of the learning labs, and I had a cohort, small group of students who gave me just some of the greatest insights and thoughts about how to kick off and launch Mr. Rodger's community discussion here this year. The first question, probably the best, what's up with the Mr. Rodger's community? What does it mean? Where's that come from? So we're going to start with a little clip, a little history. What is Mr. Rodger's community? So I was asked the question, and it's a great one. What is Mr. Rodger's community? What's its purpose? Where does it come from? So a little bit of background. My name is Rodger. I'm Mr. Rodger Hunwick. And in the lower right-hand corner here is Mr. Fred Rodgers. Not my relative, but he is someone that I grew up with. And I grew up with him because right around the time that I was born, and I'm going to date myself, the late 1960s, this gentleman, Mr. Fred Rodgers, started a TV show. And the TV show was titled Mr. Rodger's Neighborhood. And this was a young children's show that helped me as a young person acclimate to a lot of different things in life. And he also was, for lack of better words, a remote teacher. And you can go to YouTube and you can see Mr. Rodger's Neighborhood. And this show was something that I grew up watching. So when I and Brownell Middle School, when we went remote, I made the decision, why don't I use this as the platform to provide to you all of the things going on at Brownell the way Mr. Fred Rodgers did for me in my early childhood years.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Each and every week, all of you receive on Fridays the Bronco Bulletin. And this is a sample of the Bronco Bulletin seen here. And this is sent out, as I said, on Fridays to all parents, all students. And there's an assortment of things that you can click on. And we update it once a week. But you'll notice this most recent one has our schedule for the week, Zoom Meet listings. It also has the troubleshooting document that I'm going to highlight in a moment. And then learning labs, which was new here today, and the Learning Lab schedule was on here. And I just heard some wonderful things about Learning Labs, and I just want to make sure students, parents, that you know these Learning Labs are a great opportunity for us to expand our learning on content that has already been presented. And more importantly, it could be that day of the week in remote learning that is just absolutely exhausting, but a quality opportunity. I got to lead a Zoom meet today with my Learning Lab group, and it was a great experience. The other part that I want to go over here, middle school athletics and activities. I've had a few questions on this, and just so that we all know, we're going to have a decision here with athletics, activities, and clubs coming up on the 1st of October, and our goal would be maybe to be able to launch this types of events and activities here in the beginning of August. So anyways, some things to go forward, and then we have here all the modes of communication and so forth, but the Bronco Bulletin is a wonderful item to get on Fridays to know what's coming up in the week to follow. I wanted to take a moment just to show everyone here the troubleshooting document. And we have this here. This is the Bronco Bulletin. And you'll notice when we go through here, it says who's zooming who. And on here is our troubleshooting document. And we can click on it and a PDF is going to come up. And this PDF is going to take us through some of the common pieces that we deal with when it comes to remote learning. And all of the troubleshooting is listed here, as well as perhaps one of the items here. It says, what does the login to Zoom look like from the student side? And here, this will access this link to a demonstration by our technology department on the Zoom login. And so it's kind of a slideshow. It'll go through all of that. This can be a fabulous document to assist you in going through some of those items. And then, of course, I want you to know that I'm available too. It says here, lastly, I'm someone that I want to help you as much as I can, so please feel free to give me a call, email, or click on that link, and we can maybe have ourselves a Zoom one-on-one to problem solve some of the issues technology-wise that you're having. One of the other things that I wanted to just simply go over is our Brownell remote learning norms, and I want to start by saying this. I am just absolutely proud and just happy to report of the great things, the great behaviors all of us have had when it comes to our remote learning norms. And I do want to say we need to make sure that we are finding that quiet place in our home, that we're having ourselves a healthy, quality breakfast, and that we're preparing ourselves for learning, and that we're on time for our Zoom synchronous learning sessions. It's also important, I would like to note, let's make sure that we use our first and last name when we're logging in. Very important, as we want to make sure that in our Zoom meets we're all advertising who we are, and that we are able to have that quality session that's respectful and is one that we all are able to engage with one another in an inclusive, quality manner. So just 2 thumbs up to all of you. Great job.
I'm Baby Bucky, and on behalf of me and Buckaroo here to my right, we're so excited to have you back this year, and what a great episode of Mr. Rodger's Community. Have a good one.
Well, that's a wrap. And that concludes episode 16 and the start of season 2 of Mr. Rodger's Community. And I wanted to end by saying these few words to all of you, students, families, community members. I'm going to start with students. I just can't say enough how proud I am of you and the work that you have put in, the effort, the diligence on completing tasks, but more importantly, your patience and resilience as we've been working through a lot of little subtle nuances of Zoom and all of the intricacies of Zoom that we covered here today. You've shown just what it means to be a true Brownell Bronco. And thank you, family and community, for supporting students
as well as staff here at Brown Ellen and the Grosse Pointe Public Schools. We are most fortunate to have you to work with on a daily basis, and your support, as always, is welcome and desperately needed. So anyways, I just wanted to end with, I'm looking forward to a lot more of these episodes. I'm looking forward to a lot more opportunities to see all of you face to face, as well as the opportunity to say once again, together we will.